what?
I don't understand that you're against dark-skinned people.
No one's against them.
You don't like dark-skinned guys. You're not attracted to them. That's what you're saying. Like, you're saying that you have a preference. Then what is your preference?
Preference would probably be light skins or I'm picky Spanish dudes. Like, I really don't know. I'm very picky. I'm very oh, you're an asshole for that.
Cool down. Because no, I have to cool you down. You hear yourself? You hear yourself?
I needed that.
You hear cool down.
About this mixed race guy who spoke facts about black people. And it's glad to see all the mixed race and light skinned dudes speaking up about this. And he's talking to this liberal Mexican. I don't know what he is. I think he's some type of Hispanic guy. And you gotta understand about liberals. They're always gonna pander to black people of a darker hue. And it's because not only because these people are also against you guys. You brothers don't understand. Everybody is against the light skinned man, the mulatto man, especially here in America specifically. All right, I'm not trying to give y'all a scarcity mindset or anything. It's just the facts. I understand what the Bible's talking about to a certain degree about with this. I don't understand everything, but I understand this specifically. All right, everybody, we have no friends. All right, we're coming to the end, and it's also that, but also you understand there's so many lies spread about mulatto men throughout history. A lot of people don't really understand about what really happened. Not even just history going back thousands of years. I'm talking about just recent history, hundreds of years ago. You know, the one drop rule upward. Like, a lot of people don't know what really went on, and there's a lot of disinformation out here. So let's see what these cats are talking about.
Of white women, they date outside their race more than every other race of man combined in my city. I'm not just meaning white women, any other race of women that isn't black. For some reason, they have a weird obsession with anything that's not a black woman.
They've always been like that. Dark-skinned women and dark-skinned men have always been like that. They've always hated themselves. They never liked how they look. They always try to dilute themselves. But you got to understand something. Even to give dark-skinned men a tad bit of sympathy, even though they don't really deserve any, it could be a possibility that dark-skinned mothers are teaching them this stuff in these single mother matriarchy environments. All right, like I tell you all the time, a lot of dark-skinned men just get instructed sometimes by their dark-skinned mothers to do the things that they do. All right, the community is ran by women. All right, dark-skinned women specifically, and dark-skinned men, as children, they take the ideology. Well, they have a well thought out plan to keep mulatto men down and keep you disenfranchised and keep you powerless. All right, let's get going. It's an extra system, but
an issue with that?
Yeah, because they create a lot of kids that they don't take care of. Half their children flood the foster system. Their children, mixed kids, outnumber black kids in the foster system by a significant amount, and they don't come for their kids.
Your father's black American. Your mother is a white woman of Mexico.
Yes.
So you are actually the product of a black man dating or mating with a white woman. So
more of a one-night stand. Yeah.
It was a one-night stand?
Yeah.
Oh. In your opinion, at least, from what you understand, why do you think that is? That, in your opinion, you see most black men going for non-black women. In your opinion, why is that?
Inferiority complex. The women they get with aren't quality.
They're not. They're not quality. They'll lay down with anything. And it's crazy because that chick who was speaking on light-skinned dudes and how she didn't trust light-skinned dudes, she was like a pain in the... She was like from... Where was she from? Trinidad? I think the video is titled like light-skinned haters getting out of hand. And it was like a light-skinned like Trinidadian chick. And she was bashing light-skinned guys. But she talked about why she didn't date black American men. And she was really talking about dark-skinned men, if you ask me. But she said that they're gigolos. We're going to make a separate video about that. And she talked about that, said basically trying to claim that black men didn't have any taste. They'll lay down with anything. And it just kills me how these females know this stuff already. Y'all know that black men are, especially dark-skinned black men, are like that specifically. But then y'all turn around and get mad at them for doing that. Like that's why when these other groups of women are undesired by their own group of men, or they don't fit a certain standard, who's the first guy they run to? Like, so you know that he's like that. So I don't understand. Like, you know what the deal is. Like, come on.
If they look good, they have such horrible behavior patterns that
Yes.
no man in their right mind would want to be with them. But black men don't care, and they'll get with a woman that has the same behavior patterns.
Because he's a damn simp, and that's why he's stuck in that position that he's stuck in. Is because he's too obsessed with women, and he also, that's the main reason. And just sex, period. Like, there can be some dick deviant sometimes, but that's the reason why. And he's very threatened by his own son, not even his own son, just like light-skinned guys in general. I'm talking about light-skinned light-skinned mulatto men specifically, because they don't feel scared of white men and all those other groups of men. They're not threatened by them. They're very threatened by mulatto men, and it's in the, you can tell.
That they claim black women have, but since she's not black, they don't care.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
even see it amongst people of color. Look at light-skinned women and dark-skinned women. Light-skinned women, not all, but a lot of them are the biggest loser broads I've ever seen. Like, if you actually look at light-skinned women in real life, like, even the ones I work with, like, they some birds. Like, not all of them, of course, but a lot of them are birds. And you can tell what type of men they're into or they deal with by how they behave. Like, like, the light-skinned girls I work with, they always drunk. They come in drunk. They pop pills, all that stuff. Like, but light-skinned dudes, we don't do that stuff. Some of us do, but like the vast majority of us don't. Like, light-skinned women are like losers, but you'll notice they get passes for that. But if a black girl is like that, they won't deal with her. Even if she wasn't like that, let's be real, they probably still wouldn't deal with her. Like, she has to be extremely perfect for them to really want to be with them. But yes, it is a real thing of them getting passes to other groups of women, which it makes sense because that's his preference. A preference to get preferential treatment. But let's keep going.
I understand what you're saying. It's kind of like there's this thing that I hear where, there are some black American YouTubers that complain. Literally, they built a platform complaining about black women, that they have attitudes, they are this and that. But then when it's a Latina or a white woman that are these ways that they don't like black women to be, it's considered sexy on them.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. And they also create the men they hate. They hate light-skinned men.
Yes, they do.
They're envious that light-skinned men have the ability to attract other races of women easier than they do. They don't get the top of the litter. Especially, I'll give you an example. White Hispanic women are very vocal that they do not like dark-skinned black men on average. But they'll prefer light skins and basically mixed men and light-skinned black men at most. They don't prefer them, and they get very frustrated that other races of women don't want them like that.
I would insert a certain clip, and he's speaking facts. Like, I remember, I might add it in here or a photo or something, or I might put it at the end of the video, so stay tuned. It's a black guy, and it's a Latina chick, and she basically said that, she wasn't really into darker guys. This was years back, and he said, they was like, what are you into? She's like, light-skinned guys, maybe Hispanic guys was, mostly picky light-skinned guys. And the dark-skinned cat, he did get real upset to the point where he threw the water in her, or the liquor, or whatever the hell that was, in her face. And he drenched her ass with it. So that is a real thing. And it kind of got me scratching my head, like, because if he would have said, if she would have said that Latina chick said, I like white guys, would he respond like that? I doubt it. But since you like those light-skinned dudes who they so threatened by, and all groups of men are so threatened by, that triggered something in him to do that. Like, you don't see light-skinned guys and doing stuff like that. You only see other groups of men doing that. We can be rejected by the world, and we won't be that emotional that somebody curved us. Or not even curved, because she didn't curve him. She just said what her preference was. And then he tried to claim racism and things like that. So,
this is the higher quality ones.
yes, the ones with self-respect and who's more attractive. Yeah, light-skinned men attract those women easier. All right. So yes, they want to. It's the same thing with light skinned women. You know, even though the vast majority of them are trashy, not all of them. I know plenty of light skinned women who are solid, but a lot of them are low quality. It's just a part of prophecy in the Bible. You know, these are whores of Babylon. This is what it is. They got the spirit of Jezebel. So yeah, but it's true.
But they get with the women and make the men that they hate and mock, which they're the only men on planet Earth that does that. They get with the preference, then make the child that they don't like.
I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Yes, and they blackball light-skinned men from society. It's not just dark-skinned men. All groups of men do it. They're all in it. Dark-skinned men are just the most vocal about it. But yes, there's a reason why you never see light-skinned dudes in TV shows. You don't see them. Like, we have to really fight to get representation, and we really don't even need it. Like, think about how desired we are. Like, we've always been the outcast in society here in America, in Babylon. And notice how these women are still attracted to us naturally. Now, they have to shame these women to not liking us. You know? And we didn't pick on anybody. We didn't spread rumors about anybody. We didn't do anything. We just minded our business. And a lot of us didn't even know that we was that desirable. You know? Till now. So, it's true. It's a fact. They don't want to give us no representation. You don't see us in sports like that. Not because we don't have the talent, because we see when we're matched up against them, we outperform them a lot of time, majority of the times. So it's because they don't want to see you in a powerful spot. But all the other groups of men, they're perfectly fine. They can get their hands on power and money and resources, and they can have confidence and swag. And you can't. You just got to take the background, and everybody has to speak down to you, and make sure your ego's not, you don't have no confidence. Like, it's crazy. But it is a real thing. And shout out to light-skinned men for speaking about this. This is going to start a chain of events. I want to see a pattern of this. All right?
That's the whole Drake beef.
And it's not to embarrass black men. Let me say that. It's just to get black people. I make these videos not to humiliate people. I'm just speaking the truth so they can get their stuff together. It's just fact. I'm tired of the same stuff going on over and over again. All right, we got to speak the truth so we can see better results. The reason why they feel like they can get away with this stuff because y'all never talk about it. Y'all never call it out. If you don't tell them this is wrong, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. That's why they feel like they can attack light-skinned people, because nobody's ever chastised them for it. Nobody has even said something about it. It's just been, so they think it's okay. So
that's why everyone's calling them out for Kendrick being with a light-skinned woman, then mocking Drake for being light-skinned. Same thing with Rick Ross. He has light-skinned sons, but calling Drake a white boy. When they race mix, they only want daughters. They don't actually want sons at all.
Yes, because they want access to the daughters, and they want to brainwash the daughters to worshiping darker men. And also because, like I said, they know that they're breeding competition with light-skinned men. They view y'all as competition. So in order for them to get y'all out of the way, they got to program y'all to only date non-black maybe, or, try to get y'all to be a crash member for their group, or to only date black women or something like that. But yeah, they want y'all out the way.
And vice versa for black women. They don't want mixed race daughters. They just want mixed race sons.
I don't get what he's saying. I think he said he meant to say they only want mixed race sons. Hold on, let me rewind back.
In your opinion, why?
Light-skinned woman, then mocking Drake for being light-skinned. Same thing with Rick Ross. He has light-skinned sons, but calling Drake a white boy. When they race mix, they only want daughters. They don't actually want sons at all. And vice versa for black women. They don't want mixed race daughters. They just want mixed race sons.
In your opinion, why?
They hate that they generally hate that same gender. But for mixed women, black women don't like the fact that mixed women can just easily attract black men, because black men don't prefer their own women.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's a weird, nobody talks about dark-skinned women because they're above reproach. I mean, we do, but everybody pretty much panders to them. Light-skinned men, light-skinned women. The only person who don't pander to them is dark-skinned men. But y'all do have to talk about the psychology issues that some darker women do have. I've seen dark-skinned women literally tell their sons to go get with light-skinned women. And then when they bring a light-skinned chick home and they conquer her, They literally get mad at their sons for doing it. It's weird. It's a weird, mentally disturbed dynamic. It's very weird. Maybe she wanted access to light skinned guys, but the light skinned guy wasn't interested, and that's why she couldn't. That's why she get mad. Who knows? But it is a very weird dynamic.
Their preference is anything but a black woman. And that's why a lot of black women really don't like mixed women. Mixed women kind of, they don't get along. Let's put it that way.
I can't blame dark-skinned women. I mean, it's what it is. I don't want you taking advantage of my son or my sons. You know that they're mentally unwell, and you're taking advantage of them. So I understand where dark-skinned women come from. They have a right to feel that way. But yeah.
Sure.
They don't like the concept of for mixed people, say a light-skinned mixed person with another light-skinned mixed person, they really don't like that combination.
Yeah, because it represents, like I said, a ruling class coming up. It represents us taking pride in ourselves. They want our self-esteem to be low because, I say it all the time, when your self-esteem is low, they can control you better. They can control you, manipulate you, boss you around. They don't want you to speak with bravado and have a self-esteem. It's dark-skinned men and women are in on it, but also the society's in on it. So
it's the only country on planet Earth where two mixed people, it's shamed. Well, in my city, before all the minorities started moving in my sophomore, that's when I really started noticing their preference.
Their preference. Well, let's talk about this preference. Let's talk about this preference, right? So, in your opinion, or at least your experience and from your perspective, where you grew up in your city, most black men were going for anything and everything but black women.
Yeah, right? Yeah, anything that's a dark-skinned black woman.
Right. So they're okay with black women as long as they're not dark-skinned.
I'll make a part 2 to this as long as hell.